Hey guys, Munsingin here, bringing on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are looking at the EZA for the INT Piccolo, the clone technique Piccolo, who is from the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament arc, which does create a lot of problems for this unit because he is very Reps of Universe 7 focused, but I mentioned this in the tech androids like showcase, is he's not on Universe Survival Saga because he's not from the Universe Survival Saga. He's from the Universe 6 versus 7 arc. So even though Piccolo is in the Tournament of Power, this unit is from that event specifically. So he is in tournament participants and Reps of Universe 7. He's just not in Universe Survival Saga, which is kind of awkward when we look at his details, right? So obviously Rainbow level 10 links. His super attack is that he massively raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn. So both of those are for 1 turn. There'd be a comma after the attack if the massively raised was an infinite stack. But massively raised attack is 100%, and then 30% defense for 1 turn. Supreme damage and lowers attack, so good super attack effect. Then his passive is key 1, attack and defense 200%. Attacks guaranteed to hit when HP is 80% or less, and if HP is 80% or less when attacking, he seals the enemy super attack. He gets an additional 100% attack and defense when performing a super. An additional attack and defense 100% when there's another Reps of Universe 7 ally in the same turn. And if all allies attacking in the same turn are Reps of Universe 7 characters, guards all attacks. So that's good. And then he gives tournament participants allies 1 key and attack and defense 30%. Plus additional 1 key and defense 30% for characters who belong to the Reps of Universe 7 category. So you can see on like a full Reps of Universe 7 team, it seems like he could be quite useful because he's giving Reps of Universe 7 characters 2 key, 30% attack and 60% defense, and has guard when all the allies on the turn are Reps of Universe 7, but you can't run him on the Tech UI team. So in terms of 200% leaders, we are running the INT TOP androids. His 200% leaders are a bit lacking because obviously, yeah, he's not on Universe Survival Saga, so he doesn't get Tech Goku's leader skill at all, not even the full 200. But his 200% leads are the Carnival Gohan because he's on Bond of Master and Disciple, Carnival STR Super Saiyan Goku, the Hachiak one because he's on Battle of Wits, Tech LR Piccolo, and then STR Piccolo and Gohan. So when it comes to making like an actual Reps of Universe 7 team, like the Tournament of Power androids are the only leader that give him a 200%. Now, obviously, you could build a team where you're running a full Reps of Universe 7 team and you just use like UI Goku or Blue Evolution Vegeta, because then you're still getting a 180 lead, and the team build overall probably would be a bit better. But I mean, it still works out okay with this build. The TOP androids are a bit outdated now, but I do like to do the initial showcases with a 200% leader skill. However, the biggest issue for this Piccolo that I can see is his links. So he wants to be on Reps of Universe 7. He wants to be on a full rotation of Reps of Universe 7 so that he can provide them with the support, get the guard. But we take a look at his links. Prodigies, Experienced Fighters, Namekians, Gaze of Respect, Brainiacs, The First Awaken, Shattering the Limit. So looking at his link partners list here, the first Reps of Universe 7 character that we even get to is 3 links shared, and it's the free-to-play physical UI Goku. And then there's the Roshi and Tien and the Krillin and 18 that are like the Reps of Universe 7 side characters or free-to-play characters from the 6th anniversary. And then even when we drop down to 6 links, in terms of characters that we would actually run on this team, or like on the main Reps of Universe 7 team, there aren't a lot really, which is very awkward when you think about it. The fact that he's built to be run on this team. He wants a Reps of Universe 7 rotation to guard. He gives Reps of Universe 7 support. And then look, he doesn't have any links active with any of these characters, which is kind of wild. Obviously, we're not going to put him in slot 3 because it's his showcase. I don't want to float him off here. But yeah, no links active. So he would have guard on this turn, but he's not getting attacked. 270k defense. Obviously not very high. He gets 100% on super from his passive. So he's going up to, what, like 530-ish, 540. And, of course, he is getting a 30% raise on his actual super attack effect as well. So he should be somewhere around like 600k defense, I think, on this turn after 1 super. And that's with guard. But, obviously, then no links active. So it seems weird because, like, considering the units who are his best link partners, you're not going to be able to run him with those characters on like a Reps of Universe 7 team. So this is just one of those things I think that speaks to the, I don't know what the word is that I want to use, but like the, I guess, lack of flexibility, if you want to call it that Dokkan has when it comes to making these characters and these units. Like, if you're going to make a Piccolo, and the whole point of that Piccolo unit is that he wants to be run on a Reps of Universe 7 team, then maybe give him some of the links that would work well on a Reps of Universe 7 team, instead of what Dokkan does on a regular basis for all of these characters, and they say, oh, well, if he's a TUR Piccolo, that means he has to have all of these links. Even though that link set doesn't work well for that team that you're then putting him on, they don't think about it that way. It's just like, no, those are the links that like a normal Piccolo has. So these are the links that he's going to have, even though then that means that we're not going to have a great setup for him on this team that we want him to be run on. Because, like, from reading what he's doing, like 2 key, 30% attack, 60% defense for all allies for the Reps of Universe 7, and he's got guard. Like, he seems like the character on paper that you think, like, yeah, I could just drop him into my Reps of Universe 7 team and he could be pretty decent, like providing a bit of support. Like, he could be quite good. But then, yeah, not only does he not fit on the Tech UI Goku leader skill, so you have to build the team differently already anyway, but then he isn't linking with anyone, which in some circumstances is not the end of the world. I can see the argument for characters that, like, give support. If they're not getting really any of their things from their links and they're not giving buffs to the allies with their links, they are at least getting support and, like, giving support. But yeah, like, that's it. Even with both the UI Gokus, no links active. Obviously we're going to get the, eventually we're going to have on the next rotation, the TOP androids. So they will at least be providing some support. But yeah, it seems like a bit of a shame, because all else, like, just taken into account on paper with his kit, the kit part is fine, and then it's his links that is the issue. If you're going to make him a Reps of Universe 7 centric Piccolo, like, obviously they can't give him any of the, like, you know, they can't give him Saiyan links, they can't give him Tournament of Power because he's not from the Tournament of Power. So it just leaves him in that really awkward spot where, like, you know, he's doing okay here. Tanks the normals double-digit damage because we've got the guard, so we don't need to worry about type disadvantage. So, I mean, like, he seems like he could be okay, but it just seems weird. Like, I like to run teams where I have, like, floating supports who are helping out the rest of the team. But then at the same time, like, I don't think I ever run on any team builds, like, a floating support unit who doesn't get any links active with any of the other units on the rotation. Like, that seems like an odd setup for the team, which is not something that I normally do. But I mean, it's not to say that he can't work on the team. It just is a very odd setup, especially because, like, is he going to share any links? I'm interested because we had them both together, so it's taken a while to get them separated and get one of them float over to the rotation with him. But I am just very intrigued to see if he even shares any links with the TOP androids, because otherwise he's really out of luck when it comes to link partners on this Reps of Universe 7 team. And this is, like, the main team that he wants to be run on. Like, I mean, arguably you could run him on a non-Reps of Universe 7 team, and I guess he's just not getting the guard. But I don't know, like, he gives support. I guess he would be giving 1 key and 30% attack and defense to the other allies, if you were running him on a non-Reps of Universe 7 team. But I don't know, what other teams would you want to run him on? Like, in terms of the 200% leads, he's not on a lot of super meta relevant teams. Someone commented when we were talking about the Tech Universe 6 Namekians from yesterday, and the fact that they want Namekians on the rotation, but, like, you know, with their Universe Survival Saga restrictions, that's very, very difficult. And someone mentioned, like, Lord Slug's team, but, like, those Tech Namekians need a full rotation of Namekians to get guard. This guy needs a full rotation of Reps of Universe 7. You could throw them on the Slug team, because obviously all Namekians are on demonic power, but they just don't really fit, like, particularly well on that team. So he got sealed, I think. we still in the first phase? Yeah, that's crazy. Do we share? He doesn't share any links with them either. So I like this team. He doesn't share any links with any of the units on this team. Like, that to me is just crazy in terms of like just sheer oversight when it comes to his design. Like, how... Oh yeah, we'll unseal him. How has this, like... How do you make a Piccolo that goes on this team and none of the units around him share any links with him? He's got 290k start of turn. So he goes up to like 600k when he attacks. A little bit over, obviously, because of the super attack effect. And then he's given a little bit of support. So, I mean... He's okay, but then it creates this issue where now, I mean, I guess you wouldn't run him as a rotation unit, right? We're just doing that for the showcase. You just have him as like a floating support. But in this situation, it means no links active for anyone on the rotation because Piccolo's in the middle and he doesn't share any links with anyone on the team. So it just becomes incredibly awkward and doesn't really have that synergy. Like, it can still work, but... yeah, it's definitely not the most optimal way to run a Reps of Universe 17. And considering how crazy, like we talked about this with basically all three of these like subunit EZAs, when you think about the most optimal Reps of Universe 17 and just how crazy like some of those units are and how good that overall team can be, like, is it worth the little bit of extra support that this guy gives? I mean, 60% defense is a lot, but is it worth the extra support that this guy's giving to then have like no links active with some of your units potentially? I mean, I guess if you're floating him slot 3, the slot 1 and 2 units are going to link together, so that's not the end of the world. But is it worth that bit of extra defense for him to then have no links active? I mean, I guess it does help out the slot 1 and 2. Like a rotation of like AGO and Tech UI, the turn where Tech UI is like transformed and his domain's up and you've got the buff from that as well. Like this guy then giving 30% attack and 60% defense. That's going to be a pretty nice buff for that rotation. In fact, we could kind of see that here. So if we go ahead and transform you, what do you share with the TOP androids? When you're ready. Shocking speed, tournament of power, and fierce battle. So if we did this, we've already got 347k start of turn. Unfortunately, I can't drop these orbs in any way to get 7 orbs for them. But if we do this, we have no links active, so he's losing out on about 37k defense. Which is not really ideal. So yeah, I mean, Piccolo as a floating support could definitely be providing something to the team, but like I say, for me, I just don't really like running units on teams, even if they are providing support, that aren't giving any like links or anything. Because like the 30% extra attack, 60% extra defense, definitely nice. And like I say, the rotation of like the 2 UIs together and then this Piccolo in slot 3, they're obviously going to be hitting a lot harder, having a lot more defense. And then Piccolo himself, the problem with, again, no links active. He's still, with no links active, getting up to around 600k defense, maybe 700k if he gets an additional super, with guard. So he'll be tanking most normals in the game. But big super attacks are obviously still going to deal a lot of damage to him. So when it comes to thinking about how you're going to do your team build for actual, like, the difficult end game bosses of the game, it's like, are you going to be using this Piccolo on a Reps of Universe 7 build? Again, it comes back to, I think I said about it in the Tech Androids video when we were talking about, like, filling in those final spots on the team. Obviously, this is, you know, if you do have access to every possible unit. It's like, why would I put this guy on the team instead of putting, like, physical 17 and Frieza? Or who else did I take off? Like the physical Super Saiyan Blue Evolution and Blue Kaioken Goku, for example. Like, both of those units, whilst they don't provide any support, are doing crazy damage, very strong defensively. Like, why would I put this guy on the team over either of them, realistically? So the support is nice, but is it enough for him to actually warrant a spot on the team? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. But I mean, he's got like an 8.3 million attack stat on this turn. He does lower attack, which can be useful in some events, but I don't know, like he tanks the normals for double digits, that's not bad, but I just don't think he really makes the cut for the sort of most optimal build of the team. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I just think it's a shame that he is stuck being like, you know, he's represented from that Universe 6 versus 7 tournament, whereas instead of like, they could have, I know it's like the specific, because of the specific technique or whatever, but they could have just made this Piccolo a TOP Piccolo, given him Universe Survival Saga. I mean, that's not going to help him necessarily when it comes to like how well he's linking with the other people on the team, because I do think that is probably one of his like bigger issues. But yeah, he's not bad. I just don't think he really earns a spot like on this team, considering all of the crazy options that you can actually have for a Reps of Universe 17. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.